Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. So we're doing our weekly guidance reading today. This is predictions and guidance for this week. And the next one I hope I'll be doing really soon, which will be messages from your angel or the next steps or something like that. So make sure to check that out. So we have here the 4 groups. I will show you each one. As always, please only watch this if it calls to you, otherwise it may not resonate. And as this is a general reading, if you guys would like a personal reading, the info for that is below. So we have here group number 1, the green aventurine pendulum for group 1. Group number 2 is tiger's eye. Group number 3 is rose quartz. And group number 4 is the clear quartz pendulum. Okay. All right. So take as much time as you need. Timestamps are below, and whenever you're ready, I will see you at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, which is the green aventurine pendulum. This is the goddess dream oracle. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the whole first part with this, but we'll see. I'll get your energies for this week, just how you'll be doing, and then I'll get the outer ones as I usually do. Spirit, this reading is for group 1. Please and thank you, our green aventurine pendulum group. And can we just have one card or so as a starting message for this week and the guidance that they need to hear? Thank you. Okay, so we have insight. And I think I saw that card actually before when I was just kind of noodling with the deck. And I thought it was interesting. It's coming up again. So this week for you guys, it says be open to enchantment. What I'm just feeling from this generally is that this week is going to be a big week for I think either figuring something out, seeing something differently, or just feeling better mentally and emotionally with something that's been going on. So you will be receiving more insights, developing more insights, and generally, I think just having more of that mental clarity with regard to some things. So that's nice to hear. Let me see if I can do another one. Spirit, now I'm moving forward into just this week. What energies are coming towards them in the area of self? Green aventurine group. Okay, our favorite word. We have patience through the darkness to the light. I'll just do one more, see what happens, and then I'll give the other deck. Rhythm. Tune into the natural rhythm of life. Okay. So pretty much it does look like you're going to be having patience this week and finding your own individual flow for things. I think that if that actually doesn't resonate, then that's pretty much where it's giving the advice. Certain things this week are going to take some time to see those real answers to, and I think that Spirit's advice is you honestly do have to go with the flow. And this is meaning that things will be revealed only when they're meant to be revealed. Things will make sense only when they align. So let me grab this deck because I'll get more info. Spirit, now I'm moving forward into this week only. What energies are coming towards group 1 in the area of self? How are they going to be doing? Just anything they need to know, anything helpful. I do think that some of you are going to still be dealing with some devil energy where it's either old patterns or even confusion or things having to do with fears or unresolved issues. So this is a little bit different than I usually would see with the devil card. But this week, I really feel like you're doing well with this. If a lot of you are dealing with some issue in your circumstances in your life, in a connection with some, events going on, it is going to be it's going to be tough to deal with that. Some of you, this may not even be a surprise. This could be an ongoing thing, but I sincerely think you're going to be handling it so well. I think that you are going to be having patience, especially just mentally, energetically. You're going to be centered. You're not going to be feeling like you're toppling or, even anxious, actually, because of whatever is going on. And I think the reason why is because you understand it, or you're beginning to understand everything on a deeper level, and including why things are happening the way that they are. So that's a very powerful thing. It's a very powerful stance. In terms of rhythm and then the Two of Wands here, it does feel like you are feeling that confidence and that clarity also because you understand the rhythm that you have to walk now and into the future. I think a lot of you also, if this resonates, it may not yet. I think that you are in the process of even setting intentions for yourself to change things up, to, like, if you did start to see something in a different way, you said to yourself, okay, that's it, the lessons learned, I can be freed of this now. Or this new thing, this new way of being is working for me. I'm going to continue to do this and I'm going to enjoy this. So it's like you're working with yourself this week, and it's not only for this week creating that sense of calmness and joy, but this is going to persist for many, if not all of you, into the future, especially if that is your intention, especially if, you know, you're just simply acknowledging that this is working for you. What else for this week? Only, yeah, see, balance, justice. Perhaps there's something in your world right now, or, you know, recently that was unfair, imbalanced, or just not quite grounded. That is going to be changing soon in the next couple days or so. And what's the with the Six of Cups, they actually said something about being treated fairly. So if this is in the realm of self and this is how you treat yourself, I definitely see that that is part of this message. And for a lot of you, there does have some message with another person as well, you know, even though this is the area of self. So they said that, again, they said to be treated fairly. So I don't know if that is your intention. Like, you know, you're just putting it out there into the world that you're ready to be treated fairly. You're ready to receive equal give and take. You're ready to have that balance just all around. Ace of Cups is really encouraging. This shows sort of like this new wave of that loving, cleansing, very peaceful energy. This is the height of the Cups suit that I'm seeing here. It's just exuding peace and love to me here, and I think that this is really what you're going to embody and what you're going to create. So I look at this and I take this as a very, very good week for that. Okay, so that's in self, area of self. So let's see what's going on in your outer world, if we can get some answers there. Spirit, only in their outer world now. Can we have some energies for that? Only in this week. Now and moving forward, only into this week. What energies are coming towards them in their outer world? Is there any events, energies, conversations, people, anything outside of themselves that we need to know about that could be helpful? So we have the Ten of Cups, Nine of Swords, Two of Swords. What is going on here? Is there any message about this? So this depends on your situation, of course, but there could be some person close to you. I don't know if it's soul family, biological family, or someone just generally a loved one. Someone here is in a very distressing mix of emotions. Again, I don't know, I kind of don't think that this is a surprise. I think that this is something you've suspected, that someone is just quite mixed up. What is the advice or the message that Group 1 needs to know about this? But the thing is, Group 1, I feel like for a lot of you, whoever this is, that they may not actually see it. Whatever the thing of it is. The Nine of Swords has someone who's covering their face, and then the Two of Swords, as you can see, there's a blindfold. Someone here is not seeing the truth, or someone here is not seeing like the pattern or the energy or the whatever it is. I think that you can see it, but whoever this is, they can't see anything. I don't know why though. Okay, so we have here the Queen of Pentacles. What else do we need to know about this thing here? I think on the surface, this person is pretending to be okay. Or maybe they are convinced themselves that they're okay, even though they're clearly not. So what about Group 1, though? Like, what's the advice or outcome for this, for Group 1, and how they can handle it or know about this? Well, I do see healing in any capacity. So this could be healing with you and the other person if it's relevant. I do see the potential for someone here to heal. If it's this person, I do see that they could choose to do some healing work and that it would work for them. And I'm not exactly sure why you're receiving this message. Obviously, it could just be someone that is in your aura, your life. And this is the final thing. This is really impossible to predict for everyone, but someone here does absolutely need to come to clarity and answers, because that Seven of Cups is all confusion, it's all mystery, it's all clutter, and then that King of Swords is the only thing that could give this person that clarity. Now, the reason why I cannot predict this is because I feel like this is their choice. If this person, whoever this is in your life, if they truly want to face something, they will receive the clarity and the healing. If they don't, if for some reason they just can't bring themselves to do that, unfortunately, I feel like they're going to probably continue with this energy for quite some time, So I think it's good to know this, just to be aware. I'm not really exactly sure why they're in this energy, but it doesn't really feel like it has anything to do with you and your connection with them. I think that this is just something that they have to deal with. This is something that they have to face, something they have to look at. This is the Nine of Cups, which speaks about like their happiness, their version of happiness, what they want for themselves in their own life. And I kind of just feel like they're lost. Okay, so, well, yeah, there it is. The Tower and the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, someone here outside of you, and honestly it even could be more than one person, is dealing with the Tower, which could be confusion, some catalyst or a trauma, or I meant to say a catalyst for an awakening or something like that. Someone here needs to see something, needs to have that insight. We did see the insight card before, which is like your guide and your helper and your support. You have that insight. That's really what's taking you through the mud and to the other side clean. So that's really great. You have that on your side. I don't know if that's just normally how you are. I don't know if you prayed for it and asked for that, but you have that. And unfortunately, I feel like this person doesn't. It's up to you if you want to pray for them, maybe send some good energy their way, but that is what I am seeing here. Anything in addition to this, what is coming towards them this week externally? Group 1, please. Thank you. Okay, we have High Priestess, we have Page of Swords. This is a little bit of just divine energy where you will be receiving some powerful psychic messages from, I think it's just like downloads or maybe just within your own psychic senses. They're not telling me exactly what. Let's see. Well, some of it could be for just you and how you're dealing with things. It could be messages of how you can succeed, how you can gain your prosperity or freedom and independence. So that's really nice. You're going to get basically some knowledge of how to continue forward with your path in the best way possible. So that's good to hear. Anything else that we need to know in terms of events, conversations, energies in their outer world of what could happen this week for Group 1? Okay. Who's this and what's going on, please? Okay, I'm not sure if this is related, because that's why I took all the cards back and I shuffled. I was trying to get something new. But this still kind of strikes me as someone who's quite stuck, and they're turning inward. They're putting on this face of like, this is how I appear to the world. I'm Nine of Pentacles, but on the inside, they're Nine of Swords. So yeah, it feels similar. It could be from someone else, maybe. But I think that still they're being called to some kind of divine intervention and divine path. I don't know if they'll take that road. What else, please? What's coming towards them this week outside of themselves? Otherwise, we are seeing some communication come through. What's this pertaining to, please? Well, I mean, whatever it was that was keeping you in the dark, in the dimness, in uncertainty prior, maybe 1 week prior, you're going to get answers this week, they're telling us. It had to do with something that was keeping you hanging before, something in the week prior, or even maybe 2 weeks for some of you, that you had taken action towards, you had taken action on, and you couldn't get the answers right away. So for example, if you applied for a job or something like that, or if you sent a message to somebody, whatever it might be, the clarity, or at least a conversation slash communication, should be happening this week. They're not saying when, so that means it's different for everybody. Anything else that we need to know? Notice how they're not actually telling us what kind either. Some of you, it's going to be good. It's going to be fresh news, and you're like, okay, thank God I know, and that's really nice to hear. But you hear my hesitation. What else do we need to know for Ace of Swords? The only thing I can tell you guys, because with a general reading, I would imagine it's impossible to get, the answer for everybody is the same. But what we do know for everybody is that whatever this answer is, it does have to do with your path and the right direction, okay? So with the Judgment card, we are seeing that this is news coming through that is feeding you the right energy. When I say right, I just mean that it's the best, highest good alignment for you. So that's nice. But is there anything else we need to know in terms of the universal collective group 1 predictions here for this week? Outer world, final messages for outer world. So these cards are coming in already kind of strangely because they're slanted. The Two of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Devil card. I do think it has a direct relevance to the Devil card from before. Well, and maybe even that connection. It's hard to say exactly. This is talking about a negative or whatever, shadowy, dark, negative cycle that potentially can persist in your life, that can potentially move forward in your life. And that's why the Two of Wands is here. But because they're slanted like this, I am getting the impression that this is up to you to decide. So before, I saw that you are in the highest good energy this week, where you're just making the best decisions for yourself. And I do feel you're going to end up doing that. But there will be a temptation. There could very well be a temptation, especially around Friday-ish. I know that sounds quite like, ominous and whatnot. Be careful. Towards the end of the week, maybe. I still hesitate. Everyone is a little bit different this week. This could come up. Whatever's going on here with this pattern, something that has kept you stuck, something that has been relevant on your mind in a distressing way, and also something that you've been worried about that could persist into the future. And you're just like, when is this going to stop? Well, I do feel that this week, for whatever it is in the powers of this week, you have a very good chance to put this cycle to an end. Okay, what do they need to know about this, and who does it involve, or what does it involve? Yes, it is confirmed that this is a cycle where you had to fight those battles and it just kind of didn't stop. Now we have here the Queen of Swords. I mean, it could have to do with another person, but I also see someone here trying to speak their truth and perhaps getting ignored. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so a lot of you, it does have to do with another person, okay? Obviously, if that doesn't resonate, it could be something with yourself or a situation. But I am feeling that relevant more to everyone is that, like, you or someone here, it truly is trying to speak what they need to speak. They are trying to speak their truth. They are trying to be heard. They are trying to be understood. And I'm just feeling the frustration surrounding that. It's hard to say what the answer could be for something like that. Some of you could say like, okay, well, if it's someone causing me this this upset, and they're they're repeating this pattern, and they're continually ignoring my boundaries, then obviously a lot of you will choose to just end that connection. It's up to you if that even resonates. If this is a circumstance, it's kind of the same thing. A lot of times we fall into those same patterns and we're like, how did I end up in the same exact thing again? So I think that you guys are going to take it upon yourselves to really stand tall in your magician power, right? To redirect your focus, to set a different intention, to manifest something different, and just to maybe just to harness your power, I think. And it will work. Whatever this is, it will work. Final messages for outer world. Yeah, I mean, I do see you kind of like retreating into your own energy, your own little bubble and cocoon, and just finding your happiness, reconnecting with your happiness and your joy, and removing yourself from harm's way. I mean, that's, I guess, the best way that I can put that. So, especially if it is towards the end of the week and you feel weird about something, like attending an event, talking to a certain person, repeating a certain cycle, if you can catch it in time, really step back for a moment and think twice about it. Because I feel like if you just come back into your own self, center yourself, and rethink whatever this decision might have been, I think what you're going to choose is yourself. You're going to choose light. You're going to choose something different than that pattern. And this decision here to come into the Hermit and the Sun energy is going to make all the difference. It's going to change things for you. Okay, so I wish this wasn't so mysterious, but I'm hoping that this resonates with your actual circumstances. You can let me know below. But yeah, I guess I'll just leave it there, Group 1. Quite interesting reading. Please do let me know your thoughts so I can understand. But I guess I'll leave it there. If you want some continuation, I have plenty of other topics for pick a cards you can check. Or if you'd like a personal reading, the info is below. Thank you guys so very much, though. Okay, so sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is the Tiger's Eye. So let's just get a starting message. This is the Goddess Dream Oracle. I don't think I can do the whole reading with these, but let's see. Spirit, this reading is for group number 2. Please and thank you. Tiger's Eye. Let's just take a look at how you'll be doing this week. Spirit, what is your starting message for group 2? Messages for this week, guidance for this week. Oh, I like this. So you got Bright Future. I mean, that's probably one of the best cards that you can get in this deck. It says the darkest hour is just before the dawn. If you have been dealing with something dark, if you've been struggling, this is your confirmation that everything is going to be okay, that things will get better. Okay, so hopefully I can get some messages to see the details. There's that lantern there. There's a guide even. Opportunity. Oh my gosh. Okay. Opportunity. Expand your horizons. So a lot of you will be receiving an opportunity actually in this week, which I'll confirm later if I can. But any kind of opportunity that has been of relevance, so it could be a job opportunity, a social opportunity, financial opportunity, whatever it might be, whatever you were hoping for, or I should say, you know, manifesting to. And let's just do one more here. Geez, this is great. And passion, burning with life's passion, okay? I think that this energy is really wonderful. It's very high vibrational, okay? Let's see how this continues with the deck that I just kind of use as my default. Spirit, now I'm moving forward into just this week. What energies are coming towards group 2 in self? Just how they'll be doing and any advice. Yeah. We have confirmation. So you're on fire this week with your, not to say alchemy, but yeah, with your power, focus, manifestation, your actions that you're taking. I don't know if it's just, I don't know what's causing this. It really could be anything, but you guys are really going to have such a bright energy as well as bright opportunity this week. Okay. I'm not sure for all of you if it's started or if you still need to kind of like invite the energy in, because it could be anything. But I think that what we're seeing is that this energy is available to you. The reason why I say that is because I did feel a weird disconnect with this deck here. And now that these cards are here, it does show us that maybe this week you're not quite feeling it. But these 3 cards are just so strong in their connection to, I think that your guides and the divine, they're inviting you. They're inviting you to open up maybe your heart space, for example, and just let this energy in. Similarly with the opportunity and the passion card, I feel like they're inviting you to open up like your energy centers or something with your beliefs or something like that. Even open up your schedule, something like that. They're inviting you and they're saying that this can be yours. if you want it, okay? So with the Five of Swords, with the Nine of Wands, it does feel like there is this initial struggle. It could be something circumstances wise, like, you know, maybe your week wasn't looking so good, maybe there was some issues and conflicts or whatever, but I do feel like that is going to change, even though we're looking into self. I'm still getting hints that this is going to change externally too. This card, Page of Pentacles, could be Wednesday for a lot of you, just for whatever reason. We are seeing a little bit of that, so like the weather, they said like a spike of positive energy, prosperous energy. Yep, we do have more confirmation. These gold hues are really nice. Yes, there is still something you're creating, and I do feel like that's just part of your path. You know, you're patiently creating either the self that you want, the life that you want, and that's going to continue as well. But you are gaining strength. You are gaining a really sturdy and stable foundation beneath you with that strength card. And I also feel confidence is relevant there too. Okay, and we have the Hierophant. What else? And just with self, Spirit, thank you. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so with this one, it kind of gives me insight as to what it was that you were trying to build. So some of you, it could just be like this search for warmth, or for, I kind of feel like they said completion, or maybe I'll even say balance. You know, there is, I feel, something that you're still searching for, something that you're still hoping for, and that's exactly why you're building it. Now with the Hierophant card here, I do feel like that's good confirmation that you are in the right direction. I kind of felt like the hand gesture here, it literally felt like pointing forward, like here's a direction to go in, just keep going, just that's it, just keep going, you're already on the right track. Okay, any final messages for self this week? Tiger's Eye. Okay, very nice. Yeah, so we have Three of Cups, and Three of Cups always feels like so supportive to me and joyous, and the shared energy. And then with the Lovers, very similar, like a lot of love, exchange, support. We have the beautiful angel, we have the bright beaming sunlight. So I think everything is going to be good, everything will be okay. Again, that's what I feel like with these three cards here. With passion and opportunity also here, I wanted to add that you might have an opportunity for your passion. So if this is something that you can take upon yourself to change or to try out, please do so. You know, whether you want to, you know, like write that thing or do that thing, you know, start that business, or like, I mean, it's not always have to be that, but like these are some common examples I hear about, or I even read in the comments. Whatever is that thing that you wanted to always try out with that passion card, please go for it. You know, at least give it a shot. Why not, right? So now in your outer world, let's see if I can piece things together, see what could possibly be coming towards you. And then, of course, advice, Spirit. Now I'm moving forward into just this week. What energies are coming towards them in their outer world? Can we have any events, energies, conversations, any people that they need to know about? Tiger's Eye, thank you. I don't know, that card just wanted to come out. All right. So outer... Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm trying not to be judgy here, but the Magician and the King of Wands together, maybe I'm wrong, let me keep looking. The word narcissist kind of came up for me because those two together, that combo is usually that. All right, let's see. Then we have the Three of Pentacles, we have the Hierophant. I feel like something in the background of either your professional life or something with like anything having to do with other people and collaboration or cooperation, could be personal life too, of course. Something's being worked out. Your divine guides, the universe, your higher self, someone is working on something for you. The fact that we have the King of Wands and the Magician card come through first makes me wonder if there is someone who is kind of standing in front of that thing so that you cannot see it at all. And it also felt a bit controlling too, like someone's trying to shield you, and it's almost like an eclipse almost. They're trying to just get in complete way. They're trying to block the way so that you can't see what's behind. But you did get pretty powerful, you know, confirmation again that something is being worked out in your favor. Okay, so what do they need to know about this King of Wands Magician combo here? What's going on there? Yeah, I did feel control again because I did notice the wand in both cards, actually. Different kinds of wands, but yeah, I did feel control. Whoop. Someone could be trying to stall things or hold up the line in some way, whether it's with circumstances or with energy or emotion. Something like that. Some of you, the word stonewalling could be significant. You know, they're trying to, like, it really, that blockage type of energy. I don't know who this is because it is different for everyone, but I did not like that combo or that energy the minute it fell down. Again, I'm not trying to be judgy, but it's kind of hard not to be. My gosh, it's triple. They're tripling down with the controlling energy. Okay, so we have your Queen of Swords. I feel the Queen of Swords could be your energy, or at least the energy that's surrounding here, where it's a little bit clever, right? Where Spirit placed the Queen of Swords above this. So literally the Queen of Swords is rising above this. Someone here could be you, is coming through to speak their truth, to speak clearly. And I have said this before. I think I must have said those exact words before in a different reading. I have no idea which one, but that could be familiar to you guys again. You know, these like patterns. If the Queen of Swords is you, I feel like you'll be glad to know that whatever's going on here with this triple combo with this person, it's not affecting you. You're not falling for illusions. You're not falling for manipulation. You are rising above that and still speaking your truth and standing in your truth. And that's really nice. It's really nice because I kind of feel like whoever this is or whatever's going on here, there was that tendency for this person to always get what they wanted, or kind of like, you know, always kind of had the upper hand in some way. So what else do we need to know? Final message for that, whatever's that situation. They said, so this Four of Cups now is you, which in this case, I feel like is a good blockage, quote unquote, card, because this is you standing your ground. This is you not caving into things that make you uncomfortable or giving too much when you just have already given enough. This is showing us that you're firm in your stance, okay? Or the situation is firm in its stance, and you won't get taken advantage of if you have in the past, especially, okay? So that's nice. I have no idea what the specifics are since everyone has a different thing. But please let me know if it calls to you, because I'd like to know about that. Okay. Otherwise, yeah, I feel like things should smooth out a little bit there. Is there anything else? What else in terms of energies, conversations, people, events? What else is happening this week for group 2? We have the Justice card. Yeah, so I do feel like this is such a great message for you, is that things will be good, things will be fulfilled, things will be more joyful or brighter in some way. Something that needed to leave the situation, which is a weird way for me to phrase it, will leave. Something will be released. I'm not sure when, because it's going to be different for all you guys, but Saturday something could happen and be significant there in some way. Can we have some confirmation with whatever this is? Yeah. So Ace of Wands isn't exactly telling us what will be released, but it is showing us what's to come through. And we did get that before with this card, Passion. Now I can kind of see why the cards were more in the potential energy, because I am seeing that before this can come in fully, it just simply needed some space. It needed some room to come in, and that's what's happening. I see that happening, and I hope that you know, whatever it is, like whether you allow this release to happen or you actively do it yourself, just know that if you're releasing negative, you're bringing in room, or you're creating room, for positive. So that's what the Ace of Wands is. So that Ace of Wands is happening this week. Weirdly, even though this said Saturday, Ace of Wands, something about Thursday could be related to this towards the end of the week, whether it was an idea you had, a conversation you happened to have, just anything coming through on Thursday. I think for some of you, that's going to be there. Any final messages, final events or energies or conversations that they need to know? Thank you. Any final advice? Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're confirmed here that I feel like either someone is walking away that really didn't need to be there, right? Something wasn't serving and they walked away, which I feel is needed, okay? Because something did need to be released. And then with the Five of Pentacles, well, that depends on who it's talking about. Who is this talking about, please? Five of Pentacles. I don't know. I still kind of feel like someone is... Yeah, there's a confusion energy here. Lost, left it in the cold, confused. But who is this talking about, though? I mean, maybe this is talking about somebody who acted impulsively or someone who's immature, because the knights are known to be, like, less mature than the king or queen. And I think that something about a lesson. The only other clue I got here was that there was a spiritual lesson that was relevant here. So maybe someone needed to make these choices and kind of come back around. But whatever is happening here, we're actually seeing the energy correct itself, if you will. They said something about that. I was looking at the Justice card, karma, balance, like something is righting the ship or something like that. So that's encouraging. I feel like we need that. But any final thing about this? I don't think that this is you going through this. I think that just something in the situation, in the background, is correcting itself. Final message here, again, I'm still feeling like you're doing really well. I feel like you're gonna just continue with your success steps, especially if you've already had a bit of those steps last week or, you know, earlier in this, whatever the case is, you're gonna be continuing, and it's gonna keep working for you. So whatever you were doing, whatever you are currently doing, is it's gonna pay off, okay? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, final card is the Six of Pentacles. Just know that this week something's going to be balanced that just simply was imbalanced, or again, even unfair. I like the way that sounds. You can let me know what that means to you guys. I hope that, you know, everything positive comes through like I've seen. But yeah, I guess I will leave it there, group 2. So thank you so much. If you want a personal reading instead of this general one, the link is below. And if you feel called, you can subscribe if you enjoyed this reading. Thank you, and I will see you guys next time, okay? Take care. Blessings. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the Rose Quartz. So I'm probably going to get only a few cards from here, the Goddess Dream Oracle, but let's get into it. First, we'll see how you'll be doing this week. Spirit, this reading is for group 3, please and thank you, Rose Quartz. Can we just have a starting message of how their week will go and their energy, or just whatever it is that they need to hear? Thank you. Interesting. So we have direction. Where are you heading? It's a good question, I think. It's a good question to also ask yourself this week and really pause and look forward and really reflect on what that would look like, you know? So obviously, like, if you want to go in a positive direction, a healing direction, a prosperous direction, I think they're asking you to reflect on that and just see exactly how you can make that happen, you know, whether it's a mindset or an action or a fear to face. I just think that direction will be relevant this week. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was mentioning the fear, and so part of your direction this week and its potential, I feel, is courage. So it says courage in the face of conflict, or obviously a fear, or whatever it might be. So yeah, there could be something that comes up this week that will make you kind of hesitate, perhaps. And depending on what's happened in the past, they're telling us that you have a new opportunity, you know, to maybe do something different, or to look at yourself in a different way, and just to have that courage. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I often ask my guides for courage or clarity, whatever it might be, and I feel like they really, really help. Final card here, and then I'll get the tarot. Awareness, okay. I like these cards. They're very, like, therapy-wise. So awareness, look beyond what you see. So again, they're asking you this week to really be aware of, honestly, a lot of things. It could be looking inward and being aware of yourself and your own kind of stuff, whether it's patterns or emotions, behaviors, but that does extend into our outer world, which we'll see after. Just to kind of be aware of the energy. So if you were to pretend that the 3D world if we were to strip all of the 3D world away and look behind it and see the energy behind it, that's what I think is the most important thing to look at, is like, what's the energy behind this thing, this event, this person, this feeling, whatever. What's the energy there? So I'll leave those for a moment, and let's take a look at just how you'll be doing this week. Just in self, and then we'll get the outer world after that. Spirit, how will they be doing? Energies for self, and only this week, please. Okay, you're totally done with something with the Eight of Cups. There's just no F's left to give, is kind of how they phrase this. You just don't care anymore about a particular thing that was just, you're so over it. You're so, I can't even emphasize this enough. You're so completely over something. I don't know what it is though. But what the clue is, because it's a general reading, it's different for everyone. It was this thing that just, like, it's maxed out. It was this pattern or this energy, or it could be a connection or a situation. It just is so, you're so done with it. So obviously it could have been so negative. It could have been so extremely tiring. It could have been repeating. Whatever the case is, you're done with it and you're walking away from it this week. Could be you've already done it, but others of you could be starting even tomorrow, depending. Okay. And look at that. I mean, you're doing pretty well on your own. I mean, you have the 9 and the 8 of Pentacles here. So I feel like you 100% made the right decision. Provided that, of course, you feel good about this. You know, again, you don't have to ever take my word for it. Just do what feels right to you. But I feel like most of you will take that choice. And what you're seeing as a result of it, or, you know, the continuation of this energy, is that you're doing really well on your own. You've taken your independence or your freedom or your positive thoughts and energies and everything and efforts as well. And I think it's shining bright. Okay, whatever this is. So 8 of Pentacles, you're working on something, you're putting in that focus towards these steps. Again, you're seeing results even right away. So yeah, good for you, whatever this was. What else about self? And they kind of are using the phrase, I can't put my finger on what they're saying. I guess I'm not as clairaudient as I am clairvoyant, but they said something like making the best out of a bad situation, or kind of like, you know, with the lemons, like you're trying to make lemonade with the lemons, something like that. Like you got dealt a crap hand, I think is what they're saying, and you're doing your best with what you have. And that's what I'm seeing here. Ace of Cups, very nice. And then the 7 of Swords. Why is the 7 of Swords here? Because remember, this is self, so I wonder if there's some emotion or something like that that you're not aware of, or... we're talking about awareness here, so that could be... There could be some growth within your emotional self, your heart chakra, your spiritual or emotional self or body. That part of you, that's very much in growth this week. This then should extend into the next week or two. But this is the clue where something may be stirring within you, something may be opening up within you. This really reminds me of when people are on the therapy journey, you know, and then it's like a seed that's planted or whatever the case is, and it just grows naturally, and then eventually we see it in full bloom. That's what this feels like. So for you, it's emotionally or spiritually. Anything we need to know about it, though? Well, it has to do with, I think, your fears. Yeah, I think it has to do with the thing that maybe you felt you need courage with. Yeah, and just getting to that point where you feel like you can stand tall in that power or passion or your Queen of Wands sort of energy and be able to rise above in some way without this fear. That's what I think that this has to do with. So for this week, the way that it translates is that you're going to know about this on some level, but it's not going to be quite obvious yet. So otherwise, it's looking good. So in terms of your outer world, let's take a look at if there's any obvious situations, conversations, energies, even people that we need to know about this week. Spirit for group 3, our rose quartz group, what's going on this week? Outer world, please, only. Okay. All right, so we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Lovers, and the Knight of Wands is showing perhaps some type of previous battle that was going on. So what is this, and what is, what's going on here? And who is this? I don't know if this said something like someone is not ready to speak yet. It kind of felt like that. Someone is not ready to speak yet. The Page of Wands, the way it came out, it struck me as a childlike energy and demeanor, you know, someone who's just not as developed. The Queen of Swords, I guess technically, is someone who is more developed mentally, right? Someone who has that clarity or who is ready to speak. I'm not entirely convinced that that's true all around, though. So I think for this week, what I would say is that there's definitely a conversation to be had still. It may not be the exact right timing for this, but I am feeling that it's very important that it happens, though. But, you know, that's up to you, because I don't know the situation. Some of you, that could have to do with what you're so done with. If that's the case, please, by all means, just put down the Ten of Swords and say, no, I'm not doing that. But there is this energy regardless behind you, or, you know, kind of radiating around you. So what would be the best advice, and is there an outcome that some of the people here need to hear? Well, we have a little bit of that pettiness still. I don't know where it's coming from. It could just be like this ongoing thing, and it is tiring. It is frustrating. There's still this lack of complete answers going on with the Moon card. And then with the Six of Swords, I do kind of feel like I said before, I feel like it's just wanting to come to an end. Wanting to come to some sort of resolution. I'm not really getting any conclusion here, though. Is there a conclusion that I can pick up on, even just a potential one for group 3? Well, group 3, unfortunately, the answer is no for now. And the reason I say this is because there's something that still needs to be revealed. Now, I want to be careful with this card. This depends on the circumstances. Some of you, it's just that the facts are not revealed, the communication hasn't been, you know, spoken yet, and there's still things that need to come to light. Others of you, someone could be, you could maybe be dealing with direct, well, that's a oxymoron right there, but like you might be dealing with some type of illusion, deception, or even, I don't know, manipulation, someone's pride. So for that reason, I would be extremely cautious here. I don't know at this point. Did the other group get that? I feel like they did. I wonder why that happens sometimes. I don't know if it's like a collective theme, but let's see. Yeah, I feel like someone in this energy is like, they don't want to hear it or something like that. Oh wait, there was another one here. Yeah, see, Two of Swords. I didn't even notice that was flipped. So yeah, Two of Swords. Someone in the equation here just doesn't want to hear this. Honestly, it could be either or. It could be either person. But I mean, yeah, this is definitely a thing. Like, it's definitely an ordeal or situation you've been having to navigate for some time. And I'm still getting the same vibes. Look, see, the two people are not looking at each other. They're not facing each other. They're just like, you know, at odds here. I wish I could tell you how this is going to go, but it's going to depend. I mean, if you want this pattern to end, if this is familiar to you, you can do that. You can choose to do that. It might take some time for things to clear out, but you can certainly make that choice. Now, for others of you, if you're just kind of in a limbo with a situation or with a person, you may just have to let this unfold. Knight of Pentacles does show us that this is going to be a bit of a slow thing at first, or at least for this week, it's a bit slow. Any other outcomes possible here? It's very interesting, though. What is going on here? This feels like a back and forth. This truly does feel like you're in a back and forth with someone or something, and it's like asking for something and then trying to give something and then pulling back, and then someone is not, reciprocating or even grateful or something like that. And at this point, I'm confused. I'm in a blur right now. So, if this resonates with you guys, I would say the best support for you in whatever way this resonates would be clarity, okay? In whatever way you feel that you need clarity. If you feel like you need to first think about it and reflect on it, have that introspection with yourself. If you feel it's more appropriate to have a clear conversation with someone else or with a situation, I feel like clarity is needed. That's if you have the energy and strength for that, because whatever's going on, it feels very exhausting. Let me get something else. Is there any other conversations, energies, circumstances, or rather events this week? Anything in addition to whatever the heck that was that's happening for them this week? Group 3. This is a lot of, I guess it's a psychic energy from the beyond. Okay, what's that mean? I do feel like this is somebody else at a distance from you. Finally, we have some nice energy here. Yeah, I don't know who this is. Group 3. So this is weird because it's not happening yet in your external life, but it's coming through in this part of your reading because you're going to be receiving the 5D more psychic information about this. So, I mean, I always figure that could come through in dreams. It could come through in, downloads, clair abilities, intuition. And what I'm getting here is that someone's energy from afar is coming through, loving and supportive and just like understanding in some way. I don't know if you know this person yet. You may not. So that's very exciting if you're, waiting for some healthy, positive, I would say even loving connection to come through. So that's nice. You may feel called then to watch my pick a card. They're all timeless unless otherwise stated in the title. The one called Who is Coming Your Way. Now, I can't guarantee it, but if you're called to that reading, this could answer as to who this is. But yeah, this, you may not know this person at all. If you feel like you do know this person, then it is someone that you already know and love, and they love you back. It could be a friend who is living far away. It could be any loved one, any loved one at all who you haven't spoken to, and this energy is coming towards you strongly this week, and that means, most likely, that 3-dimensionally it'll also come in soon. What else, please? Anything else in their outer world that we need to know just this week? Okay, Hanged Man, 3 of Pentacles, Magician. There could be finally here a situation that is left hanging a bit. It's a little bit hard to say exactly why, except that someone in the situation could be holding up the line here. Could be a work situation, could be something having to do with other people in your aura. That the situation is at a standstill, I think, either because someone is still making a decision or they still have to take action or something like that. So is there any other clues as to what this is and how it might end up? Okay. I think they said Friday is significant for some part of this, okay? So with the Temperance card and the Ace of Pentacles, I think it's good. It might feel like it's hanging right now, but probably I would say Friday-ish, or just generally towards the end of the week. We are seeing a resolution, actually. I wasn't sure what I was going to pull here, but this is really nice. The Ace of Pentacles does show the introduction of the positive offering or a positive... It's like a step in the right direction. I just don't know if... Because it could affect you, but it also could affect the group dynamic. So if you are working with other people right now, this is going to affect everybody. If this is more so affecting you where you had to, like other people had to make a decision, then it's still affecting you positively. So that's really nice. And I do feel Friday you'll get that news or that shift towards that, okay? Final message for group 3. Yeah, just keep going, with the 7 of Wands here. There's a lot to still be discovered. My memory's terrible, but if you did get the message before with that 7 of Swords, that had to do with, like, things that are essentially hidden. which I think you guys did. You may want to also check out the pick a card I've done for the title is like what is hidden from you or what is need to be revealed for you or whatever. Really any pick a card that calls to you, only if it calls to you. That's it. Yeah, just keep going because things are still on their way. All right. So group 3, I guess I'll leave it there. And if you ever want that more, personalized reading, obviously, you can do a personal reading with me. The info is below. But thank you guys so much. Okay, sending blessings. And if you did enjoy this, feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, have a good week, and I will see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the clear quartz pendulum. I'll be pulling just a few starting cards from the Goddess Dream Oracle, and then I'll do the usual thing. Spirit, this reading is for group 4, please and thank you. What do they need to hear just as a starting message from this deck? Group 4, clear quartz pendulum. Okay, we have acceptance, the cycle of life. Perhaps this week, these cards, the Oracle, it's almost like an invitation, potential energy. So this week, there could be a really good opportunity for you guys to come into acceptance of something. So obviously, it could have been something, negative or even seemingly negative that happened, and maybe you are coming into acceptance of it. Or it could be anything where you're just trying to make peace with yourself or a situation this week. We'll see. What else? We have here patience through the darkness to the light. And let me see one more. I mean, yeah, just about everything is going to take that patience. Oh, you guys got 2, kind of by mistake. The first one is Moon Lore, Ebb and Flow, which is coming across to me as a very, very psychic card. So I'll put it here. And then Self-Love, Love Yourself. Okay, maybe you guys are doing some deep healing work with self-love. I kind of feel like that's how this is coming through. And then to me, confirmation is the acceptance card. I just feel like this week is going to be really good for you guys in terms of settling into new energies, kind of with those shifts emotionally and energetically. And then we'll see how it affects your outer world as well. So let me see. Whoop. Let's see, Spirit, moving forward into just this week, what energies are coming towards group number 4 in the area of self? How will they be doing, and what do we need to know? So far, so good. Yeah, I mean, this is looking really nice. A lot of self-development for sure, because the Empress, I always think of empowerment and confidence and just your own radiance and light. The Judgment card I'm seeing a lot these days, and I feel like this is talking about awakening. So your awakenings, your path, your success, okay, that's all here this week. Very much so. We have the Star card, lots of hope. Okay, so could be hope that you're, you're having hope and faith towards things, but I think generally also the hope is surrounding you in a way of like protecting you and guiding you, which is really, really nice. Wow. Okay, so the 10 of Pentacles. I think that this is going to be a good and solid week for you guys. I think that generally, you're going to feel better and more grounded with a stronger sense of direction too, in terms of action steps, in terms of what you feel is right to do, and generally where you'd like to go. I feel like you're gonna know that and just feel secure in that. And then after this, I'll get the outer world, see how that connects. So with the Star, we have Tower, we have Hermit, and then the 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, with self-love, I definitely felt like just the concept of self is really important to you guys this week. Working on yourself, focusing on yourself with the self-care, if you needed that, me time or whatnot. Now with the Tower and Hermit, I do feel like this is the awakening, or at least, this is involving it here, because we have Hermit and Tower is, to me, the mental piece, right? So we have that lightning bolt strike, and not to mention this is the area of self. So I feel like that's kind of better to see the Tower card there. Yeah, so with the Hermit, lots of just tuning inward. And then we have the 2 9s I don't know, I just kind of felt like maybe there was something with the nines. A cycle perhaps of self is almost completed, okay? So I feel like you're feeling pretty good about things with the Ten of Pentacles. Again, it just feels like a sense of security. It feels like you're happy with the results of what you're doing. There's even a sense of like feeling proud of your accomplishments, which is nice. And also feeling optimistic too. I haven't really used that word in a while for my readings. But yeah, just a feeling of optimism for the future and opportunities of what can come through. And I do feel like some of you really did need to spend that time with you, whether it was like looking inward or honestly just kind of separating from the world and from other people's energies for now. It was just time. It's just needed, okay? So in the outer world, let's see what we can get there, just outside of yourself. So whether this is events, energies, conversations, or issues with people, or oh, I shouldn't say issues, but yeah. Spirit moving forward into just this week. What energies are coming towards group 4 in the area of, well, in their outer world, please, for our clear quartz pendulum. Okay, 2 of Cups. Magician. Whoa, that just flung across. There might be a little confusion here when it comes to dealing with someone. They're quite close to you and your energy. It looks like you're literally having a face-to-face discussion with this person, or obviously it could be through digital means. It does look like there's some, I don't even know what to call it, but I don't think you're seeing eye to eye at the end of this, only because the moon card does show more of that subconscious energy, and I am feeling a bit of confusion for some reason. So what's going on here? And I do feel at this point I'm getting that same message over and over again in different ways, in unique ways, but maybe it's just some weird energy in the collective that is present this week. I mean, we did just have a full moon yesterday. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We do have a retrograde coming up later in the month, so be on the lookout for that. I mean, Mercury retrograde. Interesting. The heck? What is going on here? So, yeah, I do feel like 2 people here this week are definitely wanting different things. Now, my question is that being actually expressed? It might not be. One person has the 3 of Cups, the other person has the 9 of Pentacles. In a weird way, I find that opposite. Like, let's have more people, let's have no people. It's like, what? So what's the purpose of this conversation? Like, is there anything we need to know? Is that even, like, important? Oh. Yeah. And I did see this card at least a few times in this entire video. Something strange. Something strange is happening. Okay, so 7 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles. I wonder if someone here is putting in more efforts than the other person. I kind of feel like just something is not entirely transparent in this situation. And maybe on some level, I feel like your soul is being guided with this situation because I feel like this is one of those situations where, although we do have free will, of course, something else is going on here. And I think that it has to do with the highest good alignment. So in other words, you might be guided this week instead of choosing something definitively for yourself. And actually, that could be true of the other person as well. So I feel like part of the reason why we're not clear in this situation is because I don't want to say it's being decided for us, but it is unfolding in a way where it was meant to anyway. So what is that? Where does that leave group 4's like outcome with this person or situation? They said something like you figure out where you want to go, but I also took it as you figure out how you really feel. And that's very important. to actually come to clarity about how we feel about something. And this might lead some of you to kind of pause about the situation and really, really pull back. Others of you, you're moving more towards just something more secure, favorable, or just something that you needed. I'm feeling. This Ten of Pentacles shows someone being provided for. I think that whether it's the outcome of what happened or it's the outcome that you're creating by choosing something else, you're ending up as the Ten of Pentacles, which is showing you're in a really positive state. You have what you need. You have clarity and like whatever it might be, resources or stability. And although this was totally confusing, it's nice to know that you'll have what you need by the end of it. Yeah, I have no idea why things are so confusing. I know the Mercury retrograde has a 2-week shadow phase, right? I still think that it's a little bit early for this type of energy. So that's why I'm finding it just like, what the heck? Okay, Death card and the Devil card. So what does this have to do with in their outer world? Yeah, I mean, it does show possibly a cycle. Again, that's a repeating message. So I wonder, you know, we're all definitely going through very similar things. But in the unique case of group 4, what does this have to do with? This is something, I mean, it's hard to tell exactly where this is coming from, but this does strike me as something with childhood wounds, or, I mean, some of you, it might literally be that a child is involved in some way, and there's some emotional upset here. Again, a repeating cycle in some way. So for group 4, what's the outcome and the advice with whatever this is, please? So I think they said, if this is advice, they're asking you to find the peaceful resolution for yourself or for whoever's involved. This means coming to, it's almost like a peaceful mediation, and to let go of the petty conflicts or even temporary conflicts. And that's not to minimize what you're going through, but that's how they phrase with this card. Now, this is depending on your situation. If you can come to peace, a peaceful resolution with, if it's a person or a situation, that's kind of tough because obviously it's not always possible. But if you can in any shape or form, you know, almost like, what do you call when they when people kind of just wave the white flag and they're just like, you know what, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to have to go through this nonsense anymore. Let's just compromise. Let's just come to that peaceful agreement, okay? If that's possible. If this is something with yourself, even though this is not really what I was looking for in this area here, you can still kind of do that. I think by maybe just almost like making amends with yourself, whether it's like self-forgiveness or whatever. They're not being very clear here, but can I have a, I feel like still I'm getting the same vibes. I do feel like the resolutions are going to be there this week. We have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Page of Pentacles here, so I do feel it will work out if you are going through a conflict with someone this week. But with the Four of Pentacles, the advice though is still kind of the same. You almost have to like either hold your ground or not step forward just yet. It's almost like you have to just pause this week and hold your coins that you already have. It's kind of a strange way for me to phrase that. Let me try one more thing because that was a bit confusing. So far we have that weird situation with the other person, that conversation. Is there anything else clearly that we can tell for group 4 that's happening this week in their outer world, please? Anything else? Yeah, it does feel like there. Wow, this is a triple combo, I think, of that, the fact that this week in your outer world there is going to be something that is still hovering in limbo, in a delay, or you're waiting for. So is there advice about this or any insights as to what's going on? I do think they said something like someone is still deciding something, or someone or the situation is still being guided, which does fit with what I think we saw before. Anything else? Any final messages? Any final things of what's happening this week? So you do have to hang tight for whatever this is. Something can still be in a bit of a limbo in your outer world, but not. It doesn't have to do with that Ten of Pentacles, because I still saw that you had what you needed and you weren't waiting. But something in your situation or in the circumstances will be hovering. It may not produce answers this week. Okay, so final message here with the Queen of Wands. What's that? Okay. This feels like that phrase, someone's gonna, it's like you're gonna agree to disagree. That's what this feels like. I feel like the Queen of Wands and the Emperor are similar, but they're not on the same page. They're not looking on the same page. So this is still giving a little bit of the same message. That something is still going to be changing in your situation, and it's not this week. So unfortunately, you won't get that news yet. Probably the next week. It could be a week or two. But something in your situation is going to be shifting, and we did see confirmation here that it is going to appear at a standstill. Okay, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means that, you know, the timing. It's just about timing. Final advice. Final advice for you guys, honestly, like, with the Seven of Swords, you actually might be encouraged to not reveal every single thing this week. So it could mean, like, lay low, you know, like maybe not reveal certain pertinent information to others this week. You might have to kind of like stay back in the shadows this week. So that's only relevant, obviously, like, for example, if you don't want to reveal, if you don't want to show your cards this week, if you, for whatever reason, you just want to hold back, whether it's on emotional or other types of important information, that's up to you with the Seven of Swords. It's totally up to you. Otherwise, the other meaning could be just take small steps and, you know, I guess think, this card can be about strategy, so you can also do it that way. Just like take the logical steps that make sense for you and your situation. But yeah, if you feel like you need to lay, kind of step back this week and lay low for whatever reason, and if you feel that sense of caution, just go with that, okay? You had the most confusing Outer Worlds reading, so I don't know what that's about, but I do hope that something here made sense. Either way, you guys are more turning inward this week, as I saw before. This is more of the focus, your inner world. So perhaps just continue with that, okay? So group 4, if you'd like a personal reading instead of this general one, the link is below. But thank you guys so much. Sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.